Awesome. Alrighty, folks, I'll plug in my show. Coming up. Pentecost night in St. Augustine. It's called "Get Real" is the topic. On the 14th of December, uh, in St. Augustine Elks Lodge Pavilion next to the St. Augustine Amphitheater. Doors at 6, speakers at 7, and all that good stuff. I'll give you one, Niki, if you want to come see me.
Oh, I love St. Augustine, especially during the lights.
Yeah, Nights of
cool.
Lights. Good stuff. All right, Niki, take me on your music journey.
Music journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
From beginning to end.
Well, my last name, Mousikas, is Greek for musician. So I feel like it was fate that music has been a part of my life because I guess my ancestors was a part of their life too. So I somewhere there in the abstract. But I started taking piano lessons when I was 6, and I've been playing piano pretty much for like 30 years. Practicing the craft, and I teach professionally, so I teach music and Mike mentioned the Flagler Youth Orchestra, and I teach with the Flagler Youth Orchestra up in Flagler County. So that was a cool connection there. The Flagler Youth Orchestra is a very neat organization. They offer free lessons in large ensemble settings for kids after school. So it's a program of around 300 to 400 kids. And Mike is a product of that program. He said he played violin. So I teach and I compose original music. That's online, and have gone through various iterations of projects and so on. So piano is my main instrument, but I play violin and cello and dabble in whatever, synthesizers, software production. So I definitely, music is the gravitational force in my life for sure. So
Absolutely.
hopefully I'm talking loud enough, but
Indeed. Yeah. I'll put your name on here so that way it's because I forgot to put it on TJ's and Mike's, but I'll definitely put all their info, their social media info in the description box below.
in the description box.
Yep. And so
I don't have a very strong social media presence. It's like Instagram and other stuff.
Me neither.
No Facebook anymore.
I don't like any of that stuff. Like, I should be on all of it, but I'm just like, oh, forget all this stuff.
It's draining. I have a theory it's draining my third eye, but that's crazy.
Yeah, speaking of third eye, I have my Tool shirt on.
Hey!
Yeah, good stuff.
That's wild art right there.
Absolutely. I think there's light bulbs on this shirt all over the place. Good stuff.
But you mentioned music journey. I mean, there's so much I didn't say, but like I started DJing too about 3 years ago, and I love it. And we do an event here every Thursday called Electronic Fall. And we're trying to build it up, but it's a very eclectic set of musicians and music lovers who play very eclectic sets of music in the electronic, jazz, so many different genres. So that's every Thursday here at nOg. We start at usually around 10:30. So
awesome.
DJing's fun.
Indeed. Yeah, there should be like more of like a music scene with like St. Augustine has a really powerful DJ scene there.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I want to play in St. Augustine.
Oh yeah. Like I know.
Dude, hook me up.
I know a bunch of DJs like DJ Hugh and like my friend Evan Cavallini, I believe, and like my buddy Ian. He owns Shantytown and the Justice Pub. So,
Oh, okay.
Yep. So like there's like trance, house, everything. So yeah.
And that's on a regular basis.
Oh yeah. I'll send you all the details for Evan and DJ Hugh and stuff.
Yeah. It would be nice to get out and hear some other stuff.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Out and about.
Hopefully they're well. I'm not sure. This is on a Wednesday, so I'll mostly DJ here at the Nog. So I'll probably miss them, but We should go to a show together. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Yep. I used to go to like Sasha, John Digweed all the time when I lived in Colorado.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And then like I went to Caffeine, and there was so much sweat in the room, like it started dripping from the ceiling. I'm like, I'm not on drugs. This is not happening.
Oh, pre-COVID sweat.
Yeah, it was so gross. I'm sure I'm not in Blade when there's blood coming and dripping down from the ceiling. That'd be so gross. No, but someone was on really bad acid and they jumped off a balcony onto a table like it was ECW, and like they broke their ankle. I'm like, this is nuts. Like it's like my buddy goes, I see a bone sticking out. I'm like, are you sure?
Ew. Okay.
Yeah.
Where was this at?
It was at Caffeine in like Denver somewhere.
In Daytona. No, I'm just kidding.
Colorado gets
Caffeine.
crazy sometimes. Colorado gets crazy.
Colorado, they're jumping from things and breaking their ankles.
Yeah, it was like ECW all over again. No, I'm not kidding. They're crazy.
Bad acid in Colorado.
Yeah.
Yikes. That sounds scary.
Yeah, like my buddies would throw like these legendary house parties at their pink house
that's
on the
cool.
east side, and like we're still buddies to this day, and I still book them for my festivals. So his name's DJ Russ Hayes. He's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yep. So Denver has a great scene, so of DJs. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Good stuff.
Orlando does too. Yeah, it's everywhere now.
Yeah.
It's a global thing. It's everywhere. It's cool.
You listen to like 104.1 on Saturday nights, I think.
Okay. I feel like I have, and I was pleasantly surprised the one time I was driving. I was like, 104.1 on the weekend has some cool jams.
Yeah.
I feel like I have recently, actually.
There's a DJ that plays all kinds of genres and like.
Yeah.
Says, go see DJ Ice at the wherever he's at in Orlando. I'm like, all right.
Club Guild.
Yeah, but I used to. I didn't do drugs because I had to take my friends home. But like I remember one time we saw Sasha or John Digweed, and we were on our way home, and like it was just snowing like crazy, and like we had to pull over a couple times. I'm like, I am bad in driving at the snow. That's why I moved to Florida. Like, forget about it, even if it's a little bit.
What an experience to go see electronic music when it's freezing and it's snowing. That sounds really beautiful, actually.
Indeed.
Too bad we won't ever get to experience that here, but
Indeed. I think it was at a club that used to be run by like a Beatport used to own it called Beta. So it's pretty gnarly.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like Beta had like the sickest sound system, like the best in the nation, I guess. Like they were like these speakers that looked like transformers. It was bonkers.
Yeah, that reminds me, this just popped in my head. I went to the Panhandle. I went to Panama City Beach with Annie and my sister one time on a trip, and we went to this huge club that was completely empty, like off season, called Club La Veda. And they had these massive speakers and like DJs on every floor. It was like 3 stories, and it was a bizarre because it was off season, but you walked in and it's like supposedly the largest club in the United States.
Wow.
And it kind of like, it's like this ghost town off season, but like these DJs playing in this huge club in Panama City. So yeah, it's interesting.
Dang, I think WCW had a bunch of events there. So
yeah, and it's just like,
yeah, the NWO formed it down the street, and goodness gracious,
sound systems.
Yeah,
massive sound systems.
Indeed, I had to buy like these. Inside this little black thing is like my Vic Firth earplugs.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah,
that's handy.
And so it even has like Vic Firth on their straps, and so I just plug it in my ears. So it's kind of because like I sit like right underneath the speaker, and so I'm like playing all these tunes, and sometimes Sean gets really loud.
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
Sean Murphy.
Yeah,
that's he's usually impersonating a car wreck he's been in or some sort of crazy story. So it's a loud situation there.
Most definitely, and that's why I love this place. I get to DJ just like you, and so like you do the Thursdays, I do the Wednesdays.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's actually because Daytona only has a few venues where you can be a creative, and it's like a laboratory where you can play original music or do the DJ EDM thing. So it is like a laboratory of creative things going on here. And because we're a small town, there's only a couple venues where that can happen. So it would be nice to see these events build a little bit more, and so it's cool you're doing this, more exposure for everybody. So
Indeed, I need to go back to my roots and stuff. And like, even during the pandemic, I was interviewing people from home, and so like we would like live stream the interviews and like raise funds for them because they were out of gigs. Because like all the clubs were closed, and so like we had to save the venues because no one else was. And so
yeah,
like we came last, and I'm like, all right, give me your Cash App, Venmo, and all that stuff. We'll put it in the description box. We'll take care of you. And I'm like, oh, and then we raise funds for their favorite nonprofits and charities too. So
wow, Saraf, you're just a gem in the community doing community work.
and I mean, I don't mean to; it just happens.
That's cool. I mean, we need more people like you in the world, probably.
It doesn't pay, but I don't expect anything back. So I'm just like, as long as I get two festivals, which happens, here in Colorado, I'm good. Like, put my buddies on, build that platform, let them rock
Yeah.
out and have fun, and then like network so they can do shows together. That's all about. And like, we rarely get paid for what we do. So I'm just like, just let me know what you want: cash, food, drinks, merch, and then they usually pick the shirts though. And I'm like, good, so because they see their names on the back and they're like, heck yeah, so that's awesome.
Cool.
Good stuff. So tell me about your stage name, Bourgeois
Oh.
Fusion.
Okay, that's a bit of an inside joke. Well, like years ago, my friend group, I was pretty notorious for making up words. And then I would get yelled at and scolded, like, that's not a word, don't use that or whatever. Or I would pretend like it was an actual word, and I would just use it casually in conversation. It would annoy my friends. But I think Bourgeois Fusion came out of that, where it was, I think me and Annie and some other people were probably hanging out. I don't remember exactly, but it was years ago. I mean, like 15 or 16 years ago when we were a lot younger. And I remember the name just popping up. I was like, Bourgeois Fusion, that's catchy. And it became kind of a joke, like, oh, that could be a DJ name or that could be whatever. And then I kind of rolled with it, when I started DJing. I thought, well, this has some like catchiness to it. Like it's kind of a stylish DJ name. So, and so I just went with it. It's unique, I guess.
Awesome. And like we talk about Annie a lot, and like she picks Nicki Minaj, boss ass bitch, as a song. And so,
Bitch. Uh-oh, hopefully my students aren't listening now.
oh, indeed. We mean it in a good way. We mean it in a good way. And so it's like, how did you meet Annie?
I met Annie homecoming night in high school. Yeah, and there was like a huge group of people going to homecoming, and I was kind of like, my best friend at the time, Jordan, I was kind of accompanying her, and it was the church group with First United Methodist. Like a lot of the people went to church there together, and Annie and I hit it off immediately. It was pretty immediate, and then we kind of just bonded as good friends from there. But yeah, we met homecoming night, my junior year, I believe.
Dang, that's good
A
stuff.
long time ago, yeah. It's been wild ever since.
She's a sweetheart for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. And like you DJ for her comedy shows.
Mm-hmm.
I found that out one time.
Oh yeah, Sareth. Well, we were double booked without knowing we were double booked.
Yeah, thanks to Kevin and Andre, lack of communication.
Oh, very shocking.
All the time, I know, but they're fine fellas. Yep. So just talk to them in person. They're just bad with social media. I'm bad. We're all bad at social media. I don't want to get addicted to that stuff.
No, well, it's like you're not an android. Like people are like, these drone androids online doing this like social media stuff. I'm like, I can't get into that either. That's not me.
Me neither. Maybe it's because we're old.
Yeah, right. And we're not like, mindless droning humans.
Right?
Well, not that. To be honest, it's I'm just bad at it. So I'm blaming it on like, oh, people are androids, but no, I'm just bad at it. I'm lazy. I don't want to put in the time it takes to figure out this algorithmic nonsense. Like, oh, I gotta post here and here and here and this, and like it's another job.
Right?
It's very time consuming. It's another job on top of what you already have to do. And I like to be a minimalist about it.
Yeah.
I live in a small town. I don't have to be constantly in there. It's kind of draining, but I understand.
It gives me the algorithm and blues.
That's a great pun.
Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah. and that's why I tone down on the shows that I do. I'm like, I'm just gonna do one a month. If you want to see me, go ahead. My link tree's right there. Whatever. And I put my stand-up clips. Like I get like 40 likes. All my buddies get millions. I'm like, whatever.
Millions and millions, Donald Trump.
Right? And The Rock too. And The Rock.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I just don't want to deal with trolls and bots and all that stuff either. I'm just like, I'm gonna live in the real world, where I'm not mind controlled and have to chew bubble gum and kick ass at the same time.
Whoa, that sounds fun.
It's from They Live.
Oh.
Yeah, from Roddy Piper. I'm always doing references to wrestling, so. Jeez.
Yeah, one of my exes, Sean Robbins.
Your ex?
He watched, 4.5 years. What? That was good training for me. Hey, Sean. But he watched wrestling religiously every Monday, and I grew to like it a lot, actually. So,
This place has like a rich history of pro wrestling. Like Kevin Nash's son, when he was still here on the planet, he passed away recently. He played here, and Kevin would come up and support his son and all that good stuff. And like,
cool.
Buff Bagwell did his podcast here. It's just so much fun with all these pro wrestlers just randomly coming in here and just like doing their shows.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, I didn't know.
And the NWO was down the street at the Ocean Center when they were formed. This rich history in wrestling. Yep.
Back to what TJ was saying, Florida just has a rich history in general of so many things.
That's why I love this state. Like people can bash on us, and I'm a transplant, but like, our pandemic lasted only for 4 months, and it was back to normal.
Yeah, so Daytona was it 2 or 3 months? I know, we were like back in action. I mean, that was, yeah.
I mean, I still wore masks for like 2 or 3 weeks for that, but then I'm like, no one else is. I'm just gonna take my vitamins, say my prayers like Hulk Hogan taught me, and I'm just gonna ride out this thing.
That's how I felt too.
Yeah. So I'm like, I just take my zincs and my irons and all that good stuff, and I'm like,
it's like, well, humans create virus, so guess what? We're just gonna have to deal with it individually. So not to go on that route, but
not that route.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I turn off whenever that news comes up. I'm just like, I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna have fun with my buddies. We're all gonna die eventually. Yeah. So for now, we're just gonna have fun, tell jokes, DJ, play some music, have fun. Let the world shut down while we party. I don't even care.
Yeah, that was like they had Daytona's Most Wanted, or I think that's what was going on, and I DJ'd for that in the middle of the COVID, the pandemic, and we were out. We were out. That was June or July, and
Yep. So. We just don't care. We just love it, and
that night at the comedy show in 2020, we had an arts and crafts table, and it was make your own mask, arts and crafts. Even though we were all out like congregating, socializing in the middle of a serious situation, but That was, at the beginning.
Yeah.
But
So James,
We never closed.
we did it, yeah.
Miki's style.
that's so awesome. Indeed. I wish I was here for it. You didn't even send me an invite. I would come out from my
I didn't
podcast.
post it though because I didn't want to make it. If you knew, you knew kind of thing.
Oh, well, I didn't
Yeah,
know
it was
nothing.
kind of a speakeasy kind of time.
So it was
So
locked, back was open.
That's so gnarly. It feels like Prohibition days without the Capone. Good stuff. Good stuff. Like Pueblo has a rich history with the mob, like my hometown. So it's like it's awesome. Like there's like underground tunnels in the entire city.
who builds those? Like, dang, that's time consuming.
The Ninja Turtles. Yeah. I know because I'm one of them. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I get
Which one are
mistaken.
you?
I'm Monet.
Oh.
Yeah, there's Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael. We're just named after artists.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I played the old Nintendo game on NES in Melbourne in Satellite Beach like last night. Yeah, and I died like 4 levels in because I didn't know how to use like the tips and tricks, and now I do know what to do because I watched the YouTube videos. But I'm gonna go back and play it next Sunday
Nice.
and not disappoint my ancestors. So it's good stuff. Good stuff. So, yeah, what are some of your favorite songs that you mixed and all that good stuff and made?
That's a great question. I kind of have a sort of method to mixing where I like to take Spotify is a huge source of songs that I discover, and then friends, music they like, I like to integrate, and stuff that is nostalgic. I'll put like my last mix. I started with some Portishead, and then it goes into something as current as hyperpop, and it's kind of
That Band of Horses one you did.
oh James, yeah, James listens to the mixes. It's cool. Yeah, I mixed Band of Horses with an experimental electronic artist, and it's just fun DJing. Because you're really like an encyclopedia of music that people get to listen to. And it can go from nostalgic all the way to something completely new that no one's heard, that is cutting edge, pushing the boundary towards new styles. So, yeah, DJing allows for that whole spectrum to be represented. But I like house. I like deep house. Hyperpop has been fun to mix. A lot of artists from California, like the LA scene. There's a lot of great artists that come out of California, Florida too. Something I've been really into is this producer Fraxium and Guppy, who is Tony Hawk's son.
Oh, cool.
And he produces hyperpop, and they have a project called Food House. Check it out. It's really cool. But stuff like that, kind of, yeah, progressive. So all kinds of genres. I like mixing all kinds of stuff. It's very eclectic. It's going to be different every time. I definitely don't pigeonhole myself into one genre. When you go to Orlando or you go to a bigger city, oftentimes you'll hear a DJ mixing like one style the whole night. But I think what's unique about our event is that every DJ is literally traversing the spectrum of many different genres. So it makes our event unique and enjoyable in that way because we can, experiment. I love Orlando and going and hanging out and listening to EDM and stuff. But yeah, so to answer your question, yeah, lots of styles.
That's the way to go, and
Yeah.
that's why I love like DJing here. It's like each comic has a different song. Like one day I'd play like Bismarcky, and one day the next comic will pick Soundgarden. And
Yeah.
then I'm like totally random. I'll go with like the Fugees or Wu Tang or whatever. It's like
I love your whole playlist because everybody tells you what song they want, but it's like really funny to hear the order
Yeah.
depending on the person. It's really funny. It's cool.
One guy walked up to because he was like he's a big guy. So he said, "All right, sirs, I want you to play the VeggieTales theme because it plays trumpets." And it sounds like I'm walking up to the stage, like or a tuba or something. It's like it's like so awesome, it fit him perfectly. Oh man. But everyone just like loves their songs. It's like it gets them in the mood. Like, all right, this is I'm gonna chill for 5 minutes or bomb for 5 minutes. But either way, I walk up to my own music and walk off to the same music.
The music, yeah, I mean, music is like integral in so many situations like that. Like you said, I mean, the comedy show, it amplifies it by having that. So
Most definitely. And that's why I love it. Like we're like the only mic that I've been to that has music. like Satellite Beach has their own music too. But I usually go to the owner of Beachside Retro Records. I love that place. They have a show on my Friday.
where is it?
Beachside Retro Records in
Oh.
Satellite Beach.
Okay.
They are so awesome. Like they have a
Never
stage
heard
too.
of that.
So if you want to do like a record set,
I'm not that talented though.
oh, you'll love it there though. Like it's heaven on earth. Like there's vinyl everywhere.
Oh
Like
wow.
he buys like a lot. I was close. A lot of like records at a time,
Yeah.
and just like slangs them. So it's like he goes, yeah, dude. Like I didn't even price mark the stuff that are in like beneath the vinyl. There's more vinyl. So it's
That's
nuts.
cool.
Yeah, and it smells nice. And I go play Ninja
Oh,
Turtles
does
over
it
there.
smell like patchouli?
No, it smells like very vintage. Like
Oh no.
patchouli smells so gross. I mean, I've been to Boulder and those hippies are just.
Sandalwood and vinyl.
Yeah. It's either hippies or yuppies, it's like, ooh. But I was born there, so I can say that.
Hippies or yuppies.
Yeah.
It should be a sticker.
Yeah. There should be. Indeed. Awesome stuff. So what's in the future for you, Niki?
Just having, this event on Thursday nights where James is the bartender and we do that on a weekly basis. So if you want to come out and vibe out to some DJ mixes, it's fun time. I'm working on a new album. I want it to be done by the new year. But it's called Hybrid World. And it's a 5-song EP. So working on that, slowly churning out those songs. And yeah.
How many albums do you have out now?
I have some original music. I have one album I did right before the pandemic and during called Root to Root. And it's all instrumental, progressive stuff. And kind of cinematic sounding. And this will be my second album that's going to be coming out. And I'd like to maybe eventually do like some music for like gaming or movies or, go into that world maybe in the future. So.
Definitely got to link back up with Sean because he's doing movies and like Roy Shepard, he's doing sketches. So maybe you can do that with the music and
ooh.
Yep, and then and Ben and Kita. Kita's like a regular customer here.
Kita.
Yep.
Kita bread?
Yep, Kita bread.
Yeah.
Ben made a video game of it's like a very naughty video game on screen.
I saw that.
Yeah,
she showed me that one night. It's so badass. I love it.
Very naughty. And I can't remember, but there's like
it was wild actually.
So many
it was really cool.
Adult themed like stuff. They're so naughty. There's this one that shot like dildos and stuff. I don't know. They're just
yeah, it's all coming back together.
Yeah. So you should program the music into the game. It'd be so hilarious.
Kita and Ben, hire me. I'll do it for free.
Absolutely. Good stuff. So I can't wait to put all your social media info. Give me all the details on all that.
Thank you.
I'll put it in the description box below. And hopefully there's more musicians out there.
I know.
Sorry, I got one more that's here.
Okay, cool. Bringing them all up here. And and then we'll interview him till 1 a.m. Because 3 a.m. I will be lonely. That's Matchbox 20 or something. I love these music podcasts. We should keep doing these things.
Yes, it's fun.
Indeed.
Thank you,
Awesome.
sir.
You're welcome. Anytime, Nikki. Thanks for being my guest tonight.
All right.
Give it for TJ and Mike and all that good stuff. We're going to be back with some more podcasts and whoever that wants to be interviewed. Awesome. Also, be sure to check out Pubcast. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm doing a 20-second slide per 20 images. It's gonna be so much fun at the Elks Lodge, December 14th in St. Augustine. Doors at 6, speakers at 7, food, beer, and wine available for purchase. 1420 A1A South. So get there. Elks Lodge Pavilion next to the St. Augustine Amphitheater. See you later, alligator.